Hey, Facebook family and friends. Charity Majors here with another fun interview with another influencing and amazing pageant girl who is just making waves and doing some pretty amazing things. So while she jumps on, if you guys are watching for the very first time, let's see, Brandy is on. Here we go. I'm going to invite her. Okay, Brandy. Okay, so just a second, Brandy. I'll invite you in just a second. So if you guys are, if this is the first time that you are watching, my name is Charity Majors, and I empower girl bosses and pageant women to find their voice, to stand out, to streamline their brand, and build a tribe so that, right? It's all about this so that they're adding her. Facebook is adding her. If you guys are just joining the live, feel free to comment below, say hi. I would love to know who's on. If there's something that resonates with you, if there's a tip that you like or whatever that might mean, feel free to give some hearts. Feel free to shout it out, all that fun stuff. So Brandy, welcome. Can you
Hi.
hear me? Okay, good. We
I
can hear
can.
you. Awesome. How's your day going so far?
It's the end of the day and it's Friday, so it's going very well.
Good, good. Well, I'm so excited to have you on the broadcast and just share not only some fun pageant interview secrets that you learned, but also just more about you and your initiative and what it is that you're doing and how you are making an impact in the world. So let's start with, have people get to know you and what you are up
Okay.
to. So tell us a little bit about your story.
So my name is Brandy Palacios. I am a physical therapist by trade, but a pageant girl, woman by heart. And I started doing pageants probably in 2004 when I graduated from college. But this year I really kind of jumped it up a notch because I felt that my message was strong and it needed to be heard. And through the pageant interview challenge, I was able to do that.
I
And
love that. So tell us a little bit about what you experienced. So for those of you guys that don't know, we just did a pageant interview secrets challenge where I know for me and Brandy, I know that you can attest to this, but I really, really believe that obviously that pageant interview is where we as pageant competitors connect with the judges, but it's so much more than just having this perfect rehearsed answer and having the perfect thing to say, but it's really about having that heart to heart and that soul to soul connection and what it takes to actually do that. So
right.
yeah, so what did you learn throughout the challenge that allowed you to do that?
So for me, from you, I was able to, I think you call it your dip. I was able to get into that. So I went into the pageants thinking this is what the judges want to hear, this is how they want to hear it, and this is what you should say. And sometimes that can come off rehearsed. It can come off as if you're on autopilot, as if you have no connection to your mission or to the judges. And it can kind of come off like, oh, she's pretty, but she's not giving me any depth. And I think being in the challenge, it taught me to dive deeper into my message and who I am so that that can come across pure and from the heart, so that they don't just hear what you say, but they feel your heart. They feel what you're passionate about. They feel why your platform is so important. And I think that is the key to getting to the judges, giving them that little tug, because even in our classes, like with some of the other competitors, I was like, oh my God, I want her to win because I feel that I'm there. And I think if you can get one judge to think about that with you, you can have them for the rest of the pageant.
Absolutely. I just love everything that you just said because that's what it's really about. It's the judges will never remember, or just people in general, they're never going to remember what you say. They're only going to remember the way that you make them feel, right? I know
Absolutely.
you guys,
Yes,
you heard that every single
absolutely.
day
And I
in
think
the
I
challenge.
continue to hear that in my head as I went through the pageant. And actually, a week after, I had an interview, and I remember that. I was like, hey,
Nice.
it's the same thing. I'm talking to 3 different people, but I'm going to make you know why I do this, know how I feel, and so that you can remember me. There might be 10 other people who come behind me, but you're going to remember Brandy.
Yeah, I love that. So so let's kind of rewind. So the answer that you would have given about maybe why you wanted to win pageant, let's maybe do like your old answer, the
Okay.
one that you did in the beginning, and then we'll kind of like
Okay.
replay and then share your answer again with the things that you learned within the Pageant Interview Secrets Challenge. And I want you guys that are watching to comment below, and whether you're live or seeing this on the replay, to feel the difference and what stood out to you and what resonated with you and what was the feeling that it left you with, because this is my entire intention, is to really, like I said, is to empower pageant women and girl bosses to find their voice, but then to communicate that in the right way so that it does tug at the heartstrings, so that people are enrolled in your mission and what it is that you're doing, so that it creates this movement so that you can then change the world. Because changing the world, making an impact, it doesn't happen alone. I can't do it alone. Brandy can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. And so when we are enrolling people into our mission and into our message, it takes that deeper connection and that heart to heart, that soul to soul, that belly to belly connection, and that belief and enrollment in our message and in our mission before that tribe will ever be built. So Brandy, we're going to start again with your first answer before Pageant
Okay.
Interview Secret, and then go into the answer again, implementing the things that you learned. So here's what we did. We did mock interviews within the challenge, and we had videos that the girls would practice with. And so one of the questions, one of the main ones that we that I like to just really drill down, and it's a simple question, but it is not easy to answer in the correct way. So Brandy, why do you want to be the title holder?
So I'm going to go back, and it's hard to go back because now I know why I want to be the title holder. It's like you're going to listen to why. So that's kind of embedded in me now. But before, I think I want to be the title holder because I want to share my message that STEM is important to kids, and I want to be able to spread that message around the state of Missouri. So that was pretty much my platform. And so it was very kind of superficial, one layer. It didn't go into who I was, how I was going to do it, or why I was doing this. So
well, I remember like you when you first started to share, like you are brilliant and you are smart and you are involved in obviously STEM, which is, it's the sciences, it's the technology, it's all of this left brain stuff, which we talked about, in the challenge. And it's really easy to rattle off those stats and those facts and those figures and all of this different stuff that puts someone into the left side of their brain. But psychology wise, when we start to talk about those stats and those facts and those figures, the average human being has the attention span of a goldfish.
Right.
So it's like all of a sudden you can just start to rattle this off and people are like, glaze over, no connection. And so the idea is that we want to bring them into the right side of their brain, which is storytelling and emotion. And the interesting part about that is that within the limbic part of your brain, which is where emotion lives, that's not where the language center is. And so it doesn't matter, again, what you say, it matters how you say it and how you make them feel. So, okay, so then we've got the first answer that you did beforehand. Now, so then going through the training that we did in the Pageant Interview Secrets Challenge, how do you answer the question now?
Okay. So growing up as someone who came from a single parent home, from a father who was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and a mother who was struggling to raise me on her own, I always wanted to find my place and where I belonged, and wanted to find somewhere that made me safe and secure. And one day, one of my teachers got me involved in science. He helped me get in my first science fair. I got first place, and for someone who was in the 5th grade, that was empowering, and I was overjoyed. And that is the same feeling that I want to share with kids from neighborhoods who come from where I come from small town Missouri to big city Missouri, and I believe that the platform of Mrs. Missouri America would be the perfect platform. And because of that, I believe that this title will help me to not only spread my message throughout my community, but also through communities throughout the state. So that's kind of basically what I said. I'm trying
Yeah.
to go back and think, but you gave us the how and the why. And and personally, it's hard for me to go back there and figure out my why. But I think when you do it, you give the judges like the feeling of, oh, I understand her, not just on a superficial level, but a deeper level. And I think having the judges know why you're so impassioned about what you do and why you're so impassioned about not only representing your community, but the state, it helps to kind of let them know that, hey, she's ready for this title.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I love
yeah.
that so much. So what were some of your other like nuggets, like the aha moments that you maybe experienced in the pageant interview secrets, and how do you believe that that helped you within your competition? Because you just competed for Mrs. Missouri United States,
Correct. Yes,
and you got first runner up, which is
I did.
amazing. That's an amazing
It was
accomplishment.
so, it was a great experience, and going through it with some of the other challenged students, it was really good because we kind of fed off of each other, and it was just
Yeah.
really a sisterhood. And it was like, do you need anything? Do you need anything? Did you work on your 30 seconds? What else do you need? Well, I don't think that's good. Maybe you should tweak it like that. And so that camaraderie, that's what
Mhm.
pageantry is. It's not just about the crown, but it's about
Yeah.
the tribe that you create and the sisterhood that you create. And I'm gonna get emotional, but it's just a really good feeling.
Yeah.
So I think the letting the judges know how you feel, that just stuck with me because we did a round robin, and I just wanted to leave each judge with a piece of brandy. And so
Yeah.
I think I did that. So,
Yeah, well, clearly, I mean, as first runner-up, and I know that sometimes within pageantry, the difference between, the top few women is like fractions of points. You know, that's amazing. And I'm just so proud of you and how much you grew even just in that quick challenge that we did. And I have no doubt that you are going to continue to make a difference in the lives of the kids that you are impacting and how you're going to share your message. So what is your plan, obviously now, so not necessarily as Mrs. Missouri United States, but as Mrs. Midwest, which is still an amazing title, and you
it
still get to
is.
make a big difference. Like, what's your plan now?
So last week I was able to share my love for STEM and science. I went to a local school here, Genesis Middle School, and I was able to talk to an 8th grade class about science, engineering, technology. So just using that platform to go out into the community and show kids who come from similar backgrounds, who look like me, that, hey, you may have the odds stacked against you, but you can come through it. And I think in one of the classes you were like, if you feel that you have your platform and you want it to be heard, it may not be your time for this crown. It may be another
Mhm.
crown. So I plan to go after that, and I feel that my platform is that empowering that I can keep going.
I love that. That's so good. And like I said, I have no doubt that you are going to continue to make a big difference in the lives of the kids that you are reaching and
Thank
inspiring
you.
hope into them. And I'm so excited for you. Well, hey again there, Facebook. Take two. Gotta love technology, but I'm just not gonna complain because I get the opportunity and have the opportunity to, even when things don't go as planned, and technology kicks me off of Facebook. Gosh, I'm still really grateful that we have this opportunity to chat a little bit. So if you guys were on the first broadcast, again, thank you. And if you are jumping onto this take two of the continuation of me and Brandy chatting about some pageant interview secrets. I'll wait for her to join so I can add her again onto the broadcast. But if you are just joining me for the first time, my name is Charity Majors, and I empower girl bosses and pageant women to find their voice, to stand out, to streamline their brand, and to build a tribe so that their message and mission can change the world. And I'm going to add Brandy the broadcast again because we are going to continue the conversation. We were actually just chatting about some of the fun ways that she learned to describe herself, which allowed her to stand out from the crowd. Because truth be told, in the pageant world, there is no shortage of pageant women who are beautiful and passionate and kind, and they're leaders and they have integrity and all this stuff. Hey, Brandy, welcome.
I'm back.
We're back. I got kicked off. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all good. So within the Pageant Interview Secrets Challenge, we went over a unique way to describe yourself. And this can go into, or this can kind of filter a few different questions, right? So it's whether it's what sets you apart, or it could be, you know, why should we pick you, or what are your 3 strengths, or what qualities and characteristics do you have that make you the best choice, right? All these similar questions can kind of filter back into this fun answer that I taught my girls how to answer. And so Brandy, like rewind pre-Pageant Interview Secrets Challenge, what was the way that you described yourself, and then fast forward after completing the challenge, then what were your keywords and how did you describe yourself?
Okay, so sometimes it's hard to describe yourself, so
Yeah.
I asked my family to think of words that describe me, and they said persistent, dedicated, driven. So those are things that are true, but
Yeah.
they're not
great qualities to have.
Yeah, they're really good qualities to have, but not an in-depth description. So when I went back, I looked up the meaning of my name, because that was one of the tools you gave us, kind of look up your name. And the meaning of my name, Brandy, means torchbearer. And so that's how I described myself to the judges. I told them that my name means torchbearer. I am a leader, not only being the oldest sister, but I'm a leader in my community. I'm a leader at my job, and I want to lead the children in my community into a better future. So it's kind of like that. So
good.
and I think they really responded to that, like, ooh, a torchbearer. Now, what does that mean? So, and I think I ended with, just as being a torchbearer, I want to blaze a trail for people who come after me to follow, so that they too can be on this journey as well.
I love that. Oh my gosh, like all the feels, and that's so good, because again, that just draws someone into the conversation, into the answer, and all of a sudden their brain, like I know that for me, like I imagined a torchbearer, and I imagined like the Olympics, and like just the victory that comes with and all of a sudden it's like all of these amazing feelings and emotions are starting to happen within.
I think I even said I light the way, or I light the path for others to lead behind me, something like that. So it really gave me a chance to go into who I was and what I was trying to bring along with the crown.
I love it. That's like one of my favorite things, for sure. So Brandy, before we get off of this one, or before Facebook kicks me off again, I don't know. So if there are women that are watching this broadcast and they're thinking about joining my challenge, which if you're watching this live, it starts Sunday, May 6th. If you are watching the replay, just be sure to go to the link posted so that you can join in the next challenge if you're seeing this after May 6th. But if someone is on the fence, if they are watching this,
what would you say to them if they are, like I said, if they still aren't quite sure that if this is for them? What do you have to say to those girls?
I say even if you aren't interested in doing a pageant, or even if that's not what inspires you, I believe having that skill of communication and just delving into who makes you who you are, I think that will help either in the workplace, in the home, on the pageant stage, everywhere. I think it just helps you to know who you are and what your message is, because I think we need to know what our message is, even if I'm just a physical therapist, or even if you're a housewife, or going to school to be a nurse. You have to know what your message is for those patients, for your children, for your community, and whatever you're trying to deliver. And I believe that the 14-day challenge, the 10-day challenge for me, but I believe that it all helps you to know who you are and know who your message is.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out
Thank
of
you.
your day. Like I said, I'm so proud of you, and I have no doubt that you are going to continue to change lives. And again, if you guys are watching this, thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day, and I would love to have you join the challenge. Like I said, if you're watching this before May 6th, we start May 6th, so be sure to click on the link so that you can join, so that you can find your message, so you can find out what it takes to truly connect on that soul level with the judges, because for me it's with the training that I went through with personal development and communication and all this different, and this nonverbal communication, all this different stuff that I learned in the past that has helped me personally in my pageant journey, it's not for me to keep. It's for me to pay it forward and to pass along. It's because I truly, truly believe that pageantry is an amazing platform to amplify whatever message and mission that God has placed on your heart. And that happens at a bigger capacity when you connect with the judges and when they choose you to be the title holder. And so that's what this is about. This is about igniting something in you so that you can shine brighter, and so that together the world can be a brighter place because of our collective mission and collective messages that we have. So thank you guys so much for joining. Brandy, again, thank you. And if you guys want to join, make sure to click the link to sign up for the next challenge. So have a good day, you guys. Thanks, Brandy. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye.